Guys, you can't make this up. Like, you can't make this up. Every single time these stories get worse, it just... gosh. Let's just get into this. So, story has broken out all over social media, particularly on X, where a blind woman, I'm just reading the title from the Daily Mail, blind woman was terrified when a migrant living just meters away in Canarywharf hotel burst into her home, family revealed. So when us patriots, when us people, I'm not even going to call us patriots, let's just put that to the side for a second, but concerned citizens are out here screaming from the top of our lungs about the fact that we do not feel safe because of migrants, you guys still don't believe us. You still don't believe us. Every day we are getting stories of migrants just acting a damn fool. Every day. And you guys still do not believe us. First and foremost, why are you walking into a blind woman's home? Why are you walking into a stranger's home? And what was you planning to do in that home? What was you planning to do in that home? You cannot tell me you was planning to do anything good, because if you was, you would have knocked on the door like a polite person does. But the fact that you broke into the home goes to show you was going to do something very, very bad. And this is the mentality we keep importing into the country, where people don't even understand the basic concept of knocking into the door, not even coming into a person's house that you have no business with. Okay, now I'm going to show you the image of this person. Who does he look like, guys? He looks very familiar. He looks very familiar. He looks like somebody who committed one of the most horrendous crimes last summer. But anyways, we're not going to get into that because I'm so sick and tired of saying that demon's name. Now, this man was not arrested. He was put into the police car, which I'm going to show you the footage of, but he wasn't actually arrested.
This man in this vehicle has just entered a lady's property without her consent, and these officers have said it's not an offence. They're letting him go. They're letting him go. Officer, how is that not an offence? How is it not an offence entering someone's house?
That poor lady,
regardless, she didn't want him in the house.
Is alarm fear and discretion offence? Is alarm fear and discretion offence? Is she not alarmed even in fear?
You're letting him go.
Let him go. She's allowed to do that.
She's
allowed to do that. If he does it again, when he does it, he's going to arrest him. He does it again.
Regardless, he's done it once. He don't need to do it again. He doesn't need to do it again.
When I'm walking home
you know you're going to cause a war on the streets. You know you're causing a war on the streets, right?
If my hand's in my pocket, I'm not going to dig nothing. I can walk in their house and say, look,
you're causing a war on the streets. How are you letting him go?
What's your name? I'm going to walk in someone's house and not say nothing. And I'll get all their collar numbers.
You have said that it isn't an offence entering a property. Can I have your name and number, please, mate? Yeah, go for it. Do you think it's not an offence entering a property? Regardless, if I entered your house with your wife and kids in there, are you going to be angry and want to get me arrested?
Be angry, but you have to prove intent for it to be burglary. Yeah?
I had done the same thing when I was 16. I got arrested for attempted burglary.
So they would have had to prove your
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. All I done was walked in the house. I got done for attempted burglary, and I was in the middle of an argument. Mate, you're a fucking disgrace, an absolute disgrace. You're a disgrace to the UK government, to the UK people. You're a disgrace. All of you are a disgrace. Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
You're going to end up nicking her.
Now, word on the street is the reason why this guy wasn't actually in prison for what he'd done was because he didn't steal anything. He didn't steal anything. Oh gosh, like, you can't. It's like they're rubbing in our faces just how much they want this country to just become dangerous, how much they want this country to become Gotham City. They literally rubbing it in our faces. Because how is it that a man who just broke into a stranger's house doesn't get any consequences for it, but Lucy Connolly is sitting in jail for writing a tweet? You can't tell me there's not a two-tier system in this country. And if you can't see that there's a two-tier system in this country, you're legally blind. Okay. But what was so interesting about this was I found this footage on Twitter, and I'm going to show you the clip.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to talk to the lady about it.
Yeah, but why ain't he arrested? He's got my mum's blind. He could have
a blind lady's house.
She just come out of intensive care yesterday.
A blind lady's house,
She's
yeah?
blind, that's what I'm trying to
So an
say.
asylum seeker from this hotel has just entered a blind lady's house.
She's blind, that's not me. Bro, these tramps just tried to, one of these nerds just tried to walk into my house. If I did not chase him out with a knife, this pussy would have tried to do something to my mum or anyone, bro. And these are trying to protect him, bro. Fucking pussies, bro. Nerds, man.
And your mum is
Scumbags.
blind,
And my
yeah?
mum's a blind lady. She can't see or nothing. If it weren't for me, you could have been wandering into my house, bro.
And if it,
And they're trying to say it's not harassment.
how old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22, yeah? And I presume that you live at home with your mum. You're looking after your mum?
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
me just come walking in and they had a cheek to search me saying I was the threatening one with the knife when I was protecting us because he come into our house.
Yeah. Is it only, if you don't mind, you tell them?
So in that clip, you can hear a black girl saying, "My mum is
about
blind."
it.
But
Yeah.
why ain't he arrested? He's got my mum's blind. He could have
A blind lady's house.
My mum. She just come out of
A
intensive care yesterday.
A blind lady's house,
She's
yeah?
blind, that's what I'm trying to
So an
say.
asylum
Meaning
seeker.
the blind lady was black. Because obviously if the daughter's black, there's a 99.999% chance that the mother is black too. And this is what I'm trying to say when I say mass migration doesn't just affect white people, it affects all of us. Because the fact that this man was even willing to harm a black woman, these people don't have any moral understanding. They don't understand it, okay? But the reason why we try to ignore these things is because we've been convinced to believe that everything is all about equality and quality and da. Yes, everyone's equal, but cultures are not equal. Let's stop pretending that cultures are equal. There's some cultures in the world where they think it's okay to just break into a blind woman's home. God knows what he was planning to do, but we know he wasn't planning to do anything, because if he was planning to do something good, you would have knocked on that door and explained why you wanted to business them. But instead, you barge yourself in with no explanation. What? And then you guys want to come here and say that people are racist for protesting against mass migration. When are you guys going to understand that this affects everyone? When we keep importing cultures into the country that are not compatible with Western culture, which is all about respect, which is all about minding your blood clot business, which is all about leaving people the fuck alone, leaving women alone, okay? Especially when you just enter the country, they don't have no place here in society. I'm so sorry. It's the fact that you see the policemen just almost ignoring the cries and the frustrations of the community. I'm going to show you
A blind lady's house.
She just come out of intensive care yesterday.
A blind lady's house,
She's
yeah?
blind, that's what I'm trying to say.
So an asylum seeker from this hotel has just entered a blind lady's house.
She's blind, that's not me. She come out of intensive care yesterday.
We've already had these conversations. It's
disgusting.
And it's getting more and more heat.
Yeah, because do you know what? Because more and more of it's coming out now.
If you're going to keep shouting and not let me talk, I'm not going to talk to you.
Kids live there.
If you keep
No
shouting,
one feels safe
all right, I'm not
anymore.
going to talk to you.
Don't talk to me. Your opinion means nothing to me.
No, the maddest thing, there's no emotion, they're like robots. That's so bad.
I know.
They're meant to be protecting us as a community. Look at them, not
I know.
one ounce of emotion. Not one ounce of emotion. What about the blind lady around there shitting her fucking knickers tonight? Because some kids just walked into her house without her permission and tried to do whatever. And then now you're taking around the Isle of Dogs. You're gonna let me if I walk in there? So I can walk in there. So remove that. Remove that around the corner.
What did you just say there?
What? So he went into a blind lady's house without her permission and he left. Do you think that's acceptable? Do you think that's acceptable? You're a police officer. I'm asking you a question. Do you think that's acceptable? Do you think it's acceptable?
You say he's been dealt with. Has he been arrested?
How can you not answer the question?
Oh, we know this one. He's in one of our videos already.
He ain't coming out. He ain't coming out. He ain't coming out. I don't give a fuck what he is. He ain't coming out. He ain't coming out. Everyone over here, he ain't coming out. Go round the fucking back. Go round the back. We're going to stand for our community. Go round the fucking back now. Stand round the back. We ain't moving. We ain't moving. Go round the back.
You had the women. The women come out. They done their thing. And now all of a sudden, now you've got the men come out now.
Go round the back. You arsehole. Legally, I'm not doing anything wrong. Legally, I'm not doing nothing wrong. Coward, coward.
So they're putting a double line in.
Coward, coward, coward.
And now a double line comes in.
Coward, coward.
Yeah.
Why are you smiling?
A woman's just been attacked. Why are you smiling?
What's funny about it?
You shouldn't be.
They're almost smirking. Like they literally don't care. And Who knows, maybe they could care, but the fact that they're silent clearly goes to show that someone is instructing them to be silent, instructing them to not do anything. Now, my question is, if you are a policeman and you are deciding to stay silent and you are deciding to obey these orders that are clearly wrong, how do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night knowing that you have a community of people who are desperate for safety, and yet you are protecting the people who are basically not making their community safer? Why? Why? Like, how do these people sleep at night? It's genuinely disgusting. Now, I'm going to show you this footage of these two men speaking about the situation.
Today, I was with a friend who rang me for, funny enough, a pair of Crocs. So I've come downstairs and we've gone round to Tiller Road to pick up the Crocs. Upon leaving Tiller Road, we turn right into Bing Street to where we see a lady leaving her property and an illegal immigrant who we recently see, just before that, leaving the hotel. We pull over. He's trying to gain entrance into the lady's house to where we say to the man, like, what are you doing? He decides to run, nearly getting hit by the car that we're in. We follow him up the road to where we jump out and say, like, mate, what are you doing? You can't be doing this sort of stuff. He runs up the road to Marshall where we follow him. We then detain him. We don't touch him. We phone the police and we say to the police, like, come down, this is what's happened. They turn up. Once they turn up, this is where the two-tier policing comes into play. They turn up, and when they turn up, they tell us that they can't arrest a man because of it's only trespassing. He didn't say anything. He didn't want to touch anything in their property, which they don't know because of the girl managed to get him out of her property. They put the man in their vehicle and drive him to return him to the Britanniahotel on the Isle of Dogs, Canarywharf. We then get down there, and then when we get down there, that's where all the two-tier policing starts. They say they can't arrest a man through trespassing not being a criminal offence, a civil matter.
What's he doing in there?
What's he doing in the property in the first place? What's his intentions of going into their house? And then once we get down there, they then started issuing, what was it?
A Section 35 got done for. So the old bill said you've got to leave the property and you can't come back till 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, we've always told the community this was going to happen, and this is what has happened now. It's going on everywhere. It just needs to stop. The whole thing needs to stop. How we're still letting these in. It's been 50,000 now since Starmer took in charge of Labour. It's absolute disgrace. I don't want to swear, but it's an absolute disgrace. And yeah, it's come to a point now. If something don't change now, then it's going to be madness, absolutely madness. And yeah.
Also, the police have said when we was there and we was questioning the police as to why they're not arresting the man, the police exact words was, if your door is open, they're allowed to enter, which is insane. How can you just authorize people to enter someone's property? We said to them, so the gates are open on the Britanniahotel, why can't we go into the Britanniahotel? They said, you're allowed. When we walked down there, they then barricaded the gates and said no one is allowed into the hotel itself, otherwise they'll arrest anybody. But it's trespassing, only trespassing on someone's premises, but in terms of the hotel, you can get arrested for it, which is, it's two-tier. You can't say one rule for one thing, one rule for another thing.
And when we were there as well, the old Bill was smirking at us, this, that, the other, trying to antagonise us. There's other people there trying to antagonise us. It's just getting more and more of a joke, and we're all done with it now. We're finished with it. Our family and kids are in trouble over here. We're so in trouble now. It ain't a joke no more. And people need to liven up. People need to liven up now, I'm telling you now. Yeah.
They put a Section 35 in place down there and then arrested a 57-year-old lady because she was sitting on the wall.
She lives over there and all.
And she lives on the Isle of Dogs. They give her 2 warnings to the point where the Metropolitan Police then handcuffed her and said, I have read you your rights. She said, you haven't. He then said, you must not have heard me. If you wish me to repeat them, I'll repeat them. But I'll have it on video. He never once read her the rights from when he handcuffed her. Never once done it. They also said about the trespassing to the property. They released a man, drove him back to the Britanniahotel. Because of we stopped him from putting him back into the hotel, the police officer moved him on to a safer property elsewhere for the evening. How is there more than one place for these people to stay? Where are they going to? And of course to the area.
Scared,
it ain't
worried,
safe for
worried.
anybody to walk around over on the Isle of Dogs anymore. These people need to be moved on. Also finding from the lady, that the young girl that was in the residence and actually moved the man on, her mum is blind. She's just come out of hospital. She's in bed, she's bedbound, she can't get out of bed. She was only there cleaning her property. If she wasn't there, what does this man do when he goes in there? What does he do? She managed to fight him out of the property, not physically touching him, but turning around, screaming, shouting, the man left. And we jumped out of the motor and we see him and he left, he run. But if she wasn't there and we wasn't there at that moment in time, it's like someone above was looking down, asking him to get Crocs. But if that didn't happen, what happens to that lady while she's in bed?
You guys heard that, right? He literally said if the door is open, then that means he should be allowed to come in. We are losing our Western culture, because Western culture is if the door's closed, don't come in unless I give you permission to come in. In other third world countries where, you know, they have very barbaric cultures, you just come in whenever you want to. We're losing it. But anyways, guys, I just think, like, when are you guys gonna wake up? When? How many times do we have to protest? How many times do we need to scream? How many videos do I need to make until you guys wake up and understand that this mass migration issue doesn't just affect white people, it's affecting everyone, okay? When you're importing cultures that are incompatible with our Western culture means don't come into my blood clot yard unless I didn't ask you to, unless you're not delivering a parcel, unless you ain't got money for me, unless you ain't got something for me at that doorstep. Don't be barging yourself into my house. What are you doing here? That is not Western culture. However, other cultures, they believe you can just barge into a blind woman's house and God knows what he was planning to do, but it certainly wasn't going to be something good if he needed to barge in. And this is the mindset that we are importing into the country. And this happened to a black woman. The blind woman was a black woman. The blind lady was a black woman. And a migrant did this to a black woman. But you guys still want to be sitting here talking about racism. Yeah, you guys are racist, far right racist. Anyways, guys, if you guys want more videos like this, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, guys.